λόγο θα πάρει ο κύριος Κανδάλης, αφού ευχαριστήσει τον κύριο Πετιζηρά για αυτή τη βοήθεια που μας πρόσφερε να έχουμε τον Νικολά Καραμπατίκ στη συνάντησή μας. Από μένα δεν υπάρχει τίποτα άλλο να πω, παρά μόνο αν στη συζήτηση προκύψουν κάποιες ερωτήσεις, θα τις γράψετε στο chat και αν υπάρξει χρόνος, αυτές θα τεθούν στον κύριο Καραμπατίκ. Ευχαριστώ πολύ. Βασίλη, έχεις το λόγο.
Ευχαριστώ. Καλημέρα και από μένα. Bonjour, bonjour Nicolas, bonjour Guy. Je veux parler un peu en français, mais toute l'interview sera en anglais, puisque tout le monde peut comprendre. D'accord?
D'accord.
Oui. Είπα ότι καλημέρισα τους κυρίους και είπα ότι η συνέντευξη η κουβέντα θα γίνει στα αγγλικά, για να μπορούμε να καταλαβαίνουμε όλοι πιο εύκολα. Βέβαια θα υπάρχει και μετάφραση. First of all, I would like to thank both of you being here. Guy, first because he's a friend of Greek handball. And of course, you, Nicola, it's a great honor and a great chance for us to have you here. I would like to tell you in the beginning that this is not a professional interview. Okay, we're not professional journalists, we are coaches, and most of all, we're handball lovers. So, as you understand, we're between friends. Please, Guy, before we start, if we can make a small intro about Nicola, and then I have questions for Nicola.
Okay, thank you, Vasilis. Nicola, everybody knows Nicola. He's I don't remember exactly, 17 times championship in his country, Spain, France, Germany, 4-time World Championship, 3-time European Championship, 3-time the European League of Champions, 2 times best player in the world, and so with the biggest club in the world, Montpellier, Kiel, Barcelone, and PSG now. For me, Nicola, I was working with him when he was very young. He was 15 or 16, I don't remember exactly. He was cadet, we say in France, and he played in a small club near Montpellier, and I was trainer in this club, so it was a great moment for me. And after, I know Nicola with his father, because his father was trainer in Strasbourg, and I was trainer in a small town near Strasbourg, and we are working together. And he came to work with me in south of France in Montpellier. He was the trainer of goalkeeper of Montpellier during 4 years with me. And he comes after in the national team as a goalkeeper trainer. So it's because I hope Nicola say yes when I ask him, because I know he don't do that for everybody, because he have no time for answer on all the requests. So now it's to you.
Okay, thank you. Ρώτησα τον Guy να μας κάνει μια μικρή εισαγωγή, αφού παρέθεσε το παλμαρέ του Νικολά, πόσες φορές έχει πάρει πρωταθλήματα, αυτά είναι γνωστά. Έχει κατακτήσει σχεδόν τα πάντα, 2 φορές καλύτερος παίκτης του κόσμου, νομίζω αυτά τα γνωρίζουμε όλοι. Έκανε μια μικρή αναδρομή στο παρελθόν, είπε ότι γνώριζε τον πατέρα του Νικολά όταν ήταν προπονητής σε μια μικρή ομάδα, οπότε βλέποντάς τον ως μικρό, κατάφερε να τον πάρει νωρίς στη Μομπελιέ, που ήταν τότε προπονητής, και από εκεί κάπως ξεκινάει η ιστορία. Μετά ξαναειδωθήκαν βέβαια στην εθνική ομάδα. Συγγνώμη, απλά ο καθένας μετά τράβηξε τον δρόμο του. Αυτό ως μια μικρή εισαγωγή για τον Νικολά. So, Nicola, now coming to you. First of all, I want to tell you that I have, we received about 50 questions. So we made a small cut, and we have questions that came from players, mostly coaches, and some from journalists.
Okay.
So I make a small. I pick some of them. So when you are tired, then you cannot go on anymore. We can stop. Okay.
Okay, no problem. I have time.
Okay. No. So I'm starting. This year is a different year for everyone because of COVID, because of your injury and all this situation. How does it feel for a professional, for a high-level player, this abstain from games and trainings? How do you feel and how do you receive all that?
Well, for me, this year, of course, there has been the COVID. So there was this first period between March and I will say June 2020, where we didn't know what would happen. We were in our club, and suddenly we were sent home. We had to wait from some news. We didn't know what would happen with the championship and with everything, with the national team. So we were waiting, and approximately after a month, we then knew that we wouldn't play until the end of the season with the Champions League and with the club and with the national team. So it was a very strange period because you were like waiting some news, something to happen, but everybody was a little bit lost and nobody knew what would happen. So it was strange to be from one day, you had nothing to do, you had nothing to train, you had no coaches, no teammates, nothing. So it was the first 2 weeks were difficult for me because I didn't know. We had to adapt. I was waiting, I was taking care of my family, but I didn't know what would come. And after 2 weeks, I started to say, okay, that's the period. It's like this. A lot of people. For a lot of people, it's more difficult than for me. So I started to try to prepare for the next season or for the day that would come and we would be able to play again. So I started to think, okay, that's like it's like vacations, and I have to start to prepare for the next thing that will come. So I started to train. Every second day to go and run. I tried to run a lot. I kept my routine with I tried to eat good, to sleep good, to have a good routine all the day long. I was taking care of my kids with my wife. So it was a hard time, but I tried to make it efficient. So I tried to train and to be able to be as much prepared as I would be. And then in June, we were lucky with PSG to be able to train together with the team. We had 3 trainings a week, only with with groups of 4 people. So we trained no handball, just physical, just running, some fitness training, and that kind of stuff. So this was great because we were able to see the other players, to have some program together. So all the month of June we trained together, and then in July we had a break, so we all could go on little vacations. I went to Montpellier to see my mother and my family, and then in August it started together. We started like playing handball and everything, and it was great. I was really happy. I was feeling also great and strong, and we prepared good, we trained good, and we started the championship. Of course, it was first we had some public in the arenas, but then after after the second wave of coronavirus, the government forbid also the spectators. So it was a little bit strange to play in empty arenas, but I was so happy to play handball that in fact it didn't matter that so much for me. I was just happy to play handball, to be able to play handball. I knew that a lot of people watched handball on TV, so I tried to play also for them. And then I got injured in the game against Ivry, and I was first I was really sad and disappointed because I didn't knew why I injured myself like this, because I was feeling great. I never had a big injury in my career, and I thought I would go on all my career without big injuries, but it happened. So I was first of all disappointed, really disappointed with myself, because I didn't knew why I injured myself. I trained hard, I was well prepared and everything, and it happened. So the first 2 days I was quite disappointed, but then I started thinking, okay, I cannot do anything about this injury. It occurred, so now I have to see this like a challenge, and start training after the injury, and be able to have good surgery. The surgery went well, and then to see this injury as a challenge, and to come back as strong as I can and as good as I can at the age of 36, and to not let that injury be the end of my career. So that was my.
There is a question about that later. And
Okay.
first of all, I want you to know that the whole Greek handball, and I think wish you to recover fast, good, and see you again playing. I will make a small translation now for everything. Εντάξει, θα κάνω μια μικρή μετάφραση έτσι περιεκτική. Έκανε μια μικρή περιγραφή πώς βίωσαν τον πρώτο κύμα του κορονοϊού, που δεν γνωρίζαν και αυτοί τι θα κάνουν, πότε θα μπουν να παίξουν. Στην αρχή, όπως είπε, 2 εβδομάδες δεν έκανε τίποτα, σταδιακά ξεκίνησε να τρέχει, προσπάθησε να προσαρμοστεί και αυτός. Τον Ιούνιο ξεκίνησαν προπονήσεις με την ομάδα τους, ήταν καλύτερα, πάλι σε group. Το καλοκαίρι πάλι σταμάτησαν. Ξεκίνησαν τον Αύγουστο κανονικά με προπονήσεις, προετοιμασία. Ξεκίνησαν να παίζουν handball, που αυτό το χαροποίησε ιδιαίτερα. Βέβαια, μετά ήρθε ο τραυματισμός σχετικά νωρίς. Στην αρχή απογοητεύτηκε και πάλι, γιατί δεν είναι και μικρός. Οπότε σταδιακά το είδε σαν μια πρόκληση. Προσπαθεί να μπει όσο γίνεται πιο γρήγορα και πιο καλά. Η επέμβαση πήγε καλά. Φυσικά του ευχήθηκα εκ μέρους όλων γρήγορη επαναφορά στα γήπεδα. Now, let's go to the psychological part. How do you think this whole situation can affect psychologically every player, every sportsman, actually? And do you think that there is a small connection between injuries now that we are seeing now with the first lockdown? Do you think that there is a connection?
Well, I think that of course psychologically, I think it's tough for the players, and for some players, and for a lot of people. But I also think that right now the athletes and the professional players, at least in France, I mean, I feel lucky to be able to play handball, because I see a lot of other athletes who cannot play, who cannot go and compete. I see a lot of clubs, a lot of championship who stop because they cannot go on because of financial problems. So of course it's psychologically it has been tough, but then I don't see why right now it would be tough for us, because for me, at least for me, I always try to think it's a lot more difficult for a lot of persons in the world. So that's the way at least I motivate myself, and I see the handball, the fact that we play handball, we are able to play handball in this difficult time. So in the end, it's not that difficult for us, but I guess that for not everybody thinks like this. So of course some of the injuries must have been related to this period, and to the fact that it's a strange period, and also to the fact that maybe not every athlete prepared well during this period, because we have been almost 4 or 5 months for some athletes, some handball players, only with ourselves, with no trainer, with no coaches, no athletic coaches. So we had to do our program by ourselves. So of course that maybe some injuries are related to that, but it would be interesting to have maybe an analysis of the injuries on this period and on the other years to see the real difference.
Ναι, η ερώτηση ήταν ποια ήταν η ψυχολογική επίδραση που είχε σε αθλητές, σε χαντμπολίστες, αλλά γενικά σε αθλητές και κυρίως αν οι τραυματισμοί που συναντάμε τώρα πιστεύετε ότι έχουν κάποια σχέση με την προηγούμενη κατάσταση. Είπε ότι όντως ψυχολογικά είναι μια δύσκολη κατάσταση. Βέβαια, αυτοί στο handball θεωρεί ότι είναι τυχεροί, γιατί κάποιοι άλλοι αθλητές σε άλλα αθλήματα λόγω διαφόρων προβλημάτων δεν μπορούν να παίξουν, δεν μπορούν να αγωνιστούν. Οπότε, κατά κάποιο τρόπο, αυτοί είναι πιο τυχεροί που μπορούν και αυτό βοηθάει ψυχολογικά τους αθλητές. Τώρα, λέει, πιστεύει ότι υπάρχει σίγουρα κάποια σχέση των τραυματισμών με το πρώτο lockdown, γιατί 4-5 μήνες οι αθλητές προπονούνταν μόνοι τους, αλλά αυτό προφανώς είναι και θέμα ανάλυσης μετέπειτα πώς θα εξελιχθεί. Now, there are some personal questions, not very personal, don't worry. For example, now due to the fact that you are injured and you have a certain age, does it occur to you that you have to sometime withdraw from playing and, for example, be a coach like Dinar, for example?
Well, of course, when you have this kind of injury at my age, of course that at some point you think maybe it's the end. Maybe I will not come back in good shape after this injury, and maybe I will never be at my level of handball, and I will never be able to be that good and to help my team as I did before. And that is the question for me in the end. This is my challenge, to not let this injury be the point where my career goes down, and to be able to come back strong, and to come back and to be able to be good for my team and to help my team. So that's my challenge. But of course, this is the question, and I know that it can happen, and that it's sport. Sport is like this, and that it's life, and that injuries can happen. But that's my challenge, to not let this injury be the point where my career goes down.
Ναι, η ερώτηση ήταν δεδομένου τον τραυματισμό του και την ηλικία του φυσικά, αν όταν τραυματίστηκε σκέφτηκε να αποχωρήσει από την ενεργό δράση και ενδεχομένως να ασχοληθεί με την προπονητική. Η απάντηση ήταν ότι σίγουρα ένας τραυματισμός τόσο σοβαρός και στην ηλικία του πολλές φορές σου θέτει διλήμματα, αλλά αυτός το βλέπει σαν μια πρόκληση ότι δεν θέλει να αφήσει αυτόν τον τραυματισμό να είναι το τέλος της καριέρας του. Θα προσπαθήσει να επανέλθει δυνατός για να βοηθήσει την ομάδα του. Αυτός είναι ο στόχος του και με βάση αυτό δουλεύει για να μπορέσει να επανέλθει πίσω δυνατά. Now, in what age you decided that you are going to play professionally, and was that a one-way road, or did you have another options?
I don't know at what age I decided, but my goal to be a professional handball player and to be a player for the national team of France, it came very early for me. I was, I think, maybe 9-10 years old when I first saw the French national team play on television. At that time, we didn't have many handball games on TV, so at that time I saw for the very first time handball on TV. And for me, it was clear. I want to be like these people. I want to be like Jackson, Richardson. I want to be like the French national team. I want to play for the national team. And at that time, it was clear for me. I want to be a professional handball player. I want to play, and I want to be the best in the world. So it was really very young that I had my goal, and my passion for handball became clear. And since that time, I gave everything I have and train as hard as I could to achieve my goal. So it was very early, but it was really like that. I had really early my goal of becoming a professional handball player in my head, and I was lucky to do it.
So it was one way.
One way, only one way.
Only one way. Okay.
No otro.
Η ερώτηση ήταν αν από ποια ηλικία αποφάσισε να ασχοληθεί επαγγελματικά με το handball και αν τέλος πάντων υπήρχε και άλλη επιλογή. Η απάντηση ήταν ότι πάρα πολύ νωρίς, από την ηλικία των 10 ετών, 9-10 ετών, με την εθνική ομάδα της Γαλλίας, τότε με τον Τζάκσον, Ρίτσαρdsον και τους υπόλοιπους, αποφάσισε και ήταν πολύ ξεκάθαρο στο μυαλό του ότι θα ασχοληθεί επαγγελματικά με το handball. Από τότε και μετά δεν υπήρχε κάτι άλλο στο μυαλό του, δούλεψε σκληρά και ήταν και τυχερός, όπως λέει, για να καταφέρει να φτάσει αυτό. Ο στόχος ήταν πάντα να παίξει την εθνική ομάδα της Γαλλίας, να παίξει επαγγελματικά, άρα ήταν μάλλον μονόδρομος. Is there a secret for you or for a high-level player to play so many years in high level and to keep that, to keep that at high level?
I don't know if there is a secret. My way was always to train hard, to train a lot. My father always taught me that nothing came without work, without training. So since I'm really a little kid, I trained with my team, with the kids who were 2-3 years old, older than me. So already since very little, I trained a lot of handball, and then I arrived in Montpellier. I was able to start very young with all the great players of the national team that were in Montpellier at that time. And since then, I already never stopped playing, and I then went to Kiel, to Barcelona, to PSG, and I was basically then playing also every year with national team. So I think that the rhythm of every one game every three days and training every day, so that the fact of training a lot kept me in the rhythm to be able to do this, to perform all the years. And I also tried after every game, after every championship that we won or lost, I always tried to start from zero. Never think, okay, now we are world champion, now it will be easy to win games or to win championship. It was always, okay, now we are world champion, okay, the next game I have to show that I deserve the title of world champion. So it was always start from zero, every season, every game. Never think, okay, I won, I am Olympic champion, now I'm the best. No, it's not like this. Okay, you're the best, but you have to prove it even more. So I tried every time to prove each and every game to myself, not the other, but to myself, that I'm worthy of what we want. So it's like this. I always try to never think that it will be easy because we were champion of this or of that. So that was my way, and then train even harder to be able to stay at the top and not be happy of being one time or two time at the top and be happy with this. I tried never to be happy with what I've done.
Ναι, η ερώτηση ήταν αν υπάρχει κάποιο μυστικό είτε για αυτόν είτε για υπόλοιπους αθλητές να βρίσκονται συνέχεια σε ψηλό επίπεδο τόσα χρόνια. Η απάντηση ήταν ότι η σκληρή δουλειά και η πολλή προπόνηση, ακόμα γενικά η συμμετοχή του από πολύ νωρίς σε καλή ομάδα όπως ήταν η Μομπελιέ, η παρότρινση που είχε από τον πατέρα του να δουλεύει πάντα σκληρά και πολύ και η σταδιακή ανασχόλησή του συνεχώς με το υψηλό επίπεδο. Ομάδες που κάναν πρωταθλητισμό, ομάδες που παίζαν στο Champions League, ταυτόχρονα συνέχεια αγώνες με την εθνική ομάδα. Μετά στη συνέχεια ήρθαν οι επιτυχίες με την εθνική ομάδα, οι παγκόσμιες πρωτιές. Αυτό ήταν πάντα ένα κίνητρο να τον κρατάει συνέχεια σε εγρήγορση. Δηλαδή, όχι να βγω μια φορά πρώτος ή παγκόσμιος πρωταθλητής, να συνεχίσω, να μπορέσω τον επόμενο χρόνο να ξεκινήσω από το 0 για να διατηρηθώ σε αυτό το ψηλό επίπεδο. αυτή η συνέχεια μέσα στα χρόνια στο υψηλό επίπεδο είναι που καταφέρει να τον κρατήσει και αυτόν να πρωταγωνιστεί τόσα χρόνια, αλλά και φαντάζομαι λέει και τους υπόλοιπους αθλητές. Now, how important is for you to work individually? Is it important for you to work individually even now?
Yeah, I think it's really important to work individually, and especially with the number of games we have to play, with all the seasons which are very hard between the Champions League, the French Championship, and all the games with national teams. So it's really important, and I had I think that I had that in mind also since very little. So I started working individually already very young, try to prepare myself as good as I could, try to not only train handball, but also run, do fitness, and have fun in that. For me, I had a lot of pleasure in training in fitness and in running, so it was very important for me. So I think it's important, and now it's also, I see that all the fitness coaches in the club now have understood that not every player has to train the same way, that you have some players who have different problems with the knees, with the shoulder, so they have to train a different way. The goalkeepers don't have to train the same way as the players. So now they are doing very individual programs. But before, when I started, it was basically the same program for everybody, and it was not that efficient. And I think that we have evolved a lot about this, and that the programs and the exercise are really made for the individual, for the wings, for the pivot players, for the line players, for the backs. And I think it's really good, and it's important. It's important, and it can make a big difference.
Ναι, η ερώτηση ήταν πόσο σημαντικό είναι για αυτό να δουλεύει ατομικά, και λέει ότι φυσικά είναι πάρα πολύ σημαντικό. Αυτός από την αρχή ξεκίνησε πάρα πολύ με την ατομική δουλειά, το είχε σαν συνήθεια από μικρός, δούλεψε πάρα πολύ ατομικά σε κομμάτια, όχι μόνο στο handball, στη φυσική κατάσταση, στη δύναμη. Γενικά του άρεσε αυτό πάντα, του άρεσε πάρα πολύ το τρέξιμο, η προπόνηση δύναμης, και τα τελευταία χρόνια λέει και στις ομάδες δουλεύουμε πάρα πολύ ατομικά. Αυτό επιτέλους έχουμε λέει κατά κάποιο τρόπο εξελιχθεί. Παλιότερα δουλεύαμε όλοι το ίδιο. Πλέον οι προπονητές, ειδικά της φυσικής κατάστασης, εξατομικεύουν τα προγράμματα, ασχολούνται με τον κάθε ένα ξεχωριστά και τα προβλήματά του, ή ακόμα και η προπόνηση μέσα στο γήπεδο είναι διαφορετική για τα extreme, για τα pivot, για τους τερματοφύλακες. Πλέον έχουμε εξελιχθεί σαν άθλημα και αυτό είναι πολύ σημαντικό. There is a question much more technical, and it comes from coach, of course. Do you, prior to a game, even a crucial game, do you think that some weightlifting can help you playing? Do you use that, weightlifting before games?
I don't use weightlifting before games. Maybe some other players do. I saw all the players do weightlifting one day before the game. On game day, I never saw players do weightlifting, but I always felt like if I did weightlifting one day before the games, I would be a little bit tired for the game, and the few times I tried, the day after I had some muscle, not pains, but some muscle was a little bit tired, and I didn't feel that explosive. So the few times I tried, I didn't feel that good. So lately I try to do. The problem also is that we play every 3 games, so it's every 3 days, so it's difficult to put some weightlifting, because we are always tired of the games, of the trips, so it's not easy. So I try to do weightlifting 2 days before a game if we don't have a trip or if we don't come back from another city. So I try maximum 2 or 3 days before to do a little bit weightlifting for explosiveness and everything, but 1 day before or on game day, never.
Η ερώτηση ήταν αν ποτέ πριν από αγώνα, κρίσιμο ή όχι, κάνει βάρη και πιστεύω ότι μπορεί να το βοηθήσουν. Η απάντηση είναι ότι όχι, ποτέ δεν κάνει βάρη πριν τον αγώνα και ούτε μία μέρα πριν τον αγώνα. Έχει δει, λέει, αθλητές που το χρησιμοποιούν, κυρίως μία μέρα πριν τον αγώνα, όχι πριν τον αγώνα, αλλά επειδή το πρόγραμμά τους είναι ιδιαίτερα βαρύ, παίζουν κάθε 3 μέρες αγώνα, είναι πολύ δύσκολο να εντάξει και προπόνηση βαρών. Αν θα κάνει περίπου 2 μέρες, 3 πριν τον αγώνα, αν τέλος πάντων δεν ταξιδεύουν ή δεν επιστρέφουν, και θα είναι κυρίως εκρηκτική δύναμη για να μην ακριβώς κουραστεί, γιατί αισθάνεται ότι είναι κουρασμένος μετά και δεν μπορεί να αποδώσει. Now some questions about coaches.
Okay.
What do you think must combine someone to be a good coach? What do you think someone has to have in order to be a good coach?
It's a good question. For me, what is important for a coach, what I'm looking for in a coach is, first of all, that tactically, that I see that my coach knows what he wants, what he expects of the team in defense, in offense, in fast break, that he's able to explain us exactly, and that every player knows the role that he has on the court, and that's what he has to do and what the coach expects of him, so that it's clear for us. Second of all, what I expect also for a coach is motivation, is all the mental aspect of the coaching, that he's able to motivate the team, to transmit a lot of energy, and to bring the team also mentally to be prepared for the games, for the 60 games we have to play during the season. So this is very important. And sort of all, what I also expect from a coach is all the, if it's possible, then that he's building also a relationship with the players. I know that some coaches don't want to do this, also others want to do, but I know that for me it has always been easier, and I was always playing better. No, not better, but I was giving my 200% all my heart when I knew that the coach I had was fair to every player, was had a good relationship with us, and a good relationship with the team also, that was hard with the player who didn't respect the team, that he was good with the other players. Like, for me, it has been also important, this relationship with the coach, that it's a good and fair relation also.
Ναι, η ερώτηση ήταν τι πρέπει κατά τη γνώμη να συνδυάζει ένας πετυχημένος, ένας καλός προπονητής. Η απάντηση ήταν ότι καταρχήν στο κομμάτι του παιχνιδιού, τακτικά, θα πρέπει να ξέρει να καθοδηγήσει την ομάδα του, να μοιράσει τους ρόλους, να διευκρινίσει ποια είναι ακριβώς η δουλειά του κάθε παίκτη συγκεκριμένα, να ξέρουν όλοι οι αθλητές τι κάνουν μες στο γήπεδο σε όλα τα κομμάτια, στην άμυνα, στην επίθεση, στον εφηνδιασμό. Ένα δεύτερο κομμάτι είναι το κομμάτι το πνευματικό, να μπορέσει να προετοιμάσει την ομάδα του πνευματικά για μια σεζόν σκληρή και δύσκολη, να αισθάνονται δηλαδή ότι ο προπονητής ενδιαφέρεται, είναι εκεί. Είναι και η σχέση που αναπτύσσει με τους παίκτες. Βέβαια, ξέρει, λέει, ότι κάποιοι προπονητές δεν θέλουν να αναπτύσσουν σχέσεις με παίκτες. Αυτό θεωρώ ότι είναι πολύ σημαντικό και προσωπικά τον ίδιο τον βοηθάει πάρα πολύ. Να έχει καλή επαφή με τον προπονητή, να μπορεί να συνεργαστεί, να ξέρει ότι ο προπονητής είναι εκεί και νοιάζεται και ενδιαφέρεται και δεν κατά κάποιο τρόπο απαξιώνει την ομάδα και τους παίκτες. Who do you think was the best coach in your career? Okay, you don't have to answer that.
No. It's a good question, but it's also a difficult question, because from my experience, and I will not give names, but I was able to win titles, to win championships, and to win big games with coaches that, for me, were not maybe good coaches. So sometimes the coach may be as good as he can. If the players that he has on the court do not respond or do not feel good, it won't help. And in other cases, you will have great players on the court who go along very good, and you will have results without maybe having a great coach. So that's the two things doesn't go normal. Sometimes it doesn't mean you have a good coach you will win, and you have a bad coach you will lose. It's not always like this in sport. But for me, the coach was the most important for me. Was Noka Sadarušić, my coach in Kiel and in PSG, and he was the coach who taught me the most about handball. But also individually, I learned a lot with him, a lot of technique, a lot of also tactic, handball tactic. He explained me a lot, his way of thinking, his way of seeing handball, and I discovered a way of thinking handball with him, and also a lot of individual technique. I never worked that much on individual aspects with him as with any other coach. So I think for me it was the most important coach I had.
Η ερώτηση ήταν ποιος κατά την άποψή του ήταν ο καλύτερος προπονητής που είχε. Η απάντηση ήταν ότι είναι πολύ δύσκολο, γιατί είχα λέει πάρα πολλούς προπονητές σε πολλές ομάδες υψηλού επίπεδου. Είναι πολύ δύσκολο να πεις αν ένας καλός προπονητής θα καταφέρει κάτι με μια ομάδα ή αν μια ομάδα με καλούς παίκτες και κακό προπονητή μπορούν να καταφέρουν το ίδιο. Λέει, πολλές φορές γίνεται και το ένα και το άλλο. Και ένας καλός προπονητής μπορεί να μην πετύχει κάτι με μια ομάδα και ένας κακός προπονητής με μια πολύ καλή ομάδα μπορεί να πάρει αποτέλεσμα. Τα έχει δει και όλα αυτά και έχει πάει σε ομάδες που θεωρητικά ήταν καλούς προπονητές αλλά δεν ήταν και τόσο καλοί. Πάντως, αν πρέπει να πει για κάποιον, λέει ότι αυτός που επηρέασε πάρα πολύ το παιχνίδι του και τον ίδιο ήταν ο Νόκα Σερντάρουσιτς, ο προπονητής που τον είχε στο Κίελο και ένα διάστημα στην Παρί. Έμαθε από αυτόν πάρα πολλά, ιδίως σε ατομικό επίπεδο και σε τεχνικό, αλλά κυρίως σε τακτικό. Δεν δούλεψε ποτέ τόσο πολύ ατομικά τακτικά όσο δούλεψε με τον Νόκα. Ήταν μια πολύ σημαντική στιγμή στην καριέρα του συνεργασία με τον Σερντάρουσιτς. So, the next question I think comes very naturally. Do you think that players make a good coach or a good coach makes the good players? It's like the chicken and the egg, you know.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's not. I think it's not automatic that a good player makes a good coach. This is not. There is no secret or no path. It's not that you have been a great player that you will be automatically a great coach. This is not. This is not true every time, but I think that I feel that as a player who have played at a very high level, I've been lucky to have played under a lot of great coaches and in great clubs. So I have seen the way that all these coaches train and behave and see handball. So it's an experience that is very, very important as a player. So I think for myself, for example, as a player, to have all this experience, if afterwards my career I decide to be coach, it will only be helpful. And if you have not been a player at this level, you will never be able to have this experience and to have been able to study all these coaches during your career. So it's all that I had during my career. It's a gift because you cannot buy this or study. I was able to study during 20 years all of the best coaches in the world. So this is something big. So if I decide after my career to be coach, I think it will help me a lot to go on and to maybe be a good coach. But I think players maybe have an advantage because they have been able to see different coaches. So it's a big advantage for a player who wants to be a coach afterwards because he has seen this. He has seen all the coaches work. So it's an advantage, but it doesn't mean necessarily he will be a good coach.
Ναι, η ερώτηση ήταν αν οι παίκτες έχουν τον προπονητή, ο προπονητής τους παίκτες. Η κλασική ερώτηση λέει ότι δεν υπάρχει, νομίζω, λέει, απάντηση σε αυτό σίγουρη. Και τα δύο μπορούν να συμβαίνουν. Αυτό θεωρεί τον εαυτό του τυχερό γιατί δούλεψε σε υψηλό επίπεδο με πάρα πολύ καλούς προπονητές κάθε φορά και μπόρεσε να καταλάβει το σκεπτικό τους, έχει κάνει προπόνηση μαζί τους, έχει διδαχτεί πολλά πράγματα από πολλούς διαφορετικούς προπονητές 20 χρόνια τώρα. Οπότε λέει, σε περίπτωση που αποφασίσει να γίνει προπονητής, έχει μια πολύ καλή παρακαταθήκη μέσα του που δεν θα μπορούσε να την αγοράσει ενδεχομένως ή να τη σπουδάσει κάπου και να μπορέσει, αν αυτός αποφασίσει να γίνει προπονητής, να ασχοληθεί. Αυτό βέβαια δεν σημαίνει ότι και ο ίδιος θα γίνει καλός προπονητής. Αλλά συνήθως όταν είσαι σε ψηλό επίπεδο και δέχεσαι όλες αυτές τις επιρροές και τις επιδράσεις, σίγουρα αυτό το πράγμα σου δημιουργεί μια τεράστια παρακαταθήκη, ένα υλικό το οποίο δύσκολα μπορεί κάποιος άλλος να το αποκτήσει. Και θεωρεί τον εαυτό τυχερό. Now we'll go a little to the national team. The French national team for about 12 years won 9 titles, big titles, and it was maybe one of the, if not the biggest team in the world, one of the biggest teams, the best teams in the world. Do you think that France, the national team, can keep that and can still be at that high level? The new, let's say, national team.
Yes, I understand. I don't know if the national team now can dominate the world handball as we did 10 years ago. It's I think it will be difficult, not because the team is not as good as before. I think it will be difficult because the other teams have improved a lot. 10 years ago, we were dominating. We were dominating physically. We were dominating also on the handball aspect. We had all the best players of the world in the same team. And now I think maybe it's not the case anymore. Now we have new players, maybe not new players. You have players who are really good, who are really talented, but who have to prove everything with national team. It's been since 2017 that we didn't won a big title. We were 2-time bronze medal, which is very good because it's not easy to achieve medals in big championships. But we have to, the team has to find a new dynamic. We have a lot of new players, very talented, like Dikamem, Melvin Richardson, Fabregas. We have Romain Lagarde. We have a lot of great players who play in great clubs, but who have now to show that they can make France win. And I think we need that, maybe that déclic. We need a great result with this team to maybe go on and keep winning and win again. I think we have the potential, but it will not be easy because right now you have a lot of great teams. Handball has grown up more global as before. Before with national team, when we played Brazil or Argentina, we won. It was easy to win. Now we saw that we lost against Portugal, 2 times, and that they are now a really good team. So handball has grown up more global, and it's now each and every game is really difficult, and you have great players everywhere. So I think that because of this also, it will maybe be difficult to see another national team dominate like we did, but maybe not. But I think it will be more difficult.
Ναι, η ερώτηση ήταν για την εθνική ομάδα της Γαλλίας που επί μια δεκαετία είχε κυριαρχήσει στον παγκόσμιο χώρο και αν θα μπορέσει ξανά η Γαλλία να δημιουργήσει στο μέλλον μια ομάδα όπως εκείνη. Η απάντηση ήταν ότι ήταν μια διαφορετική εποχή. Εμείς τότε υπερήχαμε και σωματικά και σε φυσικά προσόντα, αλλά και σε χαντμπολικά. Δεν είναι απλά ότι εμείς ότι αδυνάτησε η εθνική ομάδα της Γαλλίας, γιατί και τώρα είναι μια πολύ καλή ομάδα με πολύ ταλαντούχους παίκτες όπως ο Ρίτσαρdsον, όπως ο Ντικαμέμ, όπως ο Λαγκάρντ, ο Φάμπρεγκας. Είναι ότι και οι άλλες ομάδες πλέον έχουν βελτιωθεί πάρα πολύ. Πάρα πολλές ομάδες έχουν βελτιωθεί πάρα πολύ, οπότε γίνεται πολύ πιο δύσκολο να κυριαρχήσει μια ομάδα όπως εμείς το κάναμε πριν από τόσα χρόνια. Δεν είναι ότι δεν είμαστε σε ψηλό επίπεδο, έχουμε πάρει 2 χάλκινα μετάλλια. Το να είσαι στα μετάλλια γενικά είναι πολύ σημαντικό. Απλά τώρα η καινούργια αυτή εθνική ομάδα πρέπει να αποδείξει ότι και αυτή μπορεί να σταθεί σε αυτό το ψηλό επίπεδο. Θα πρέπει να δοκιμαστούν, να το πούμε, στα δύσκολα για να μπορέσουν να αποδείξουν και αυτοί ότι μπορούν. This is a personal question, my question. Do you think from all these teams that you had, let's say, big fights all these years, that Croatia national team was the toughest opponent?
Well, it's not easy to compare all the teams between them, but of course that Croatia, the period of Croatia with Balic, Metlicic, Lackovic, Jomba, Vori, this period where we fought for titles between 2000. I would say 2006 and until 2012, 2012, it was always big fights between the both teams, and it was a little bit like before Sweden and Russia in the 90s, where you had all those big fights, all those nice games to watch in every final or semi-final of the World Championships and European Championships. Then this happened with Croatia and France. Of course, we had also other teams in that period who were good, but I think about Denmark or Germany, who were also at the highest level. But of course, Croatia were always big fights, big games. Also on the handball aspect, but also on the mental aspect, and naturally also for me, coming from Croatia, my father was from Croatia. It was always special games to play against them because all the public were against me. They were insulting me, booing. So it was each and every time a big fight, and try to stay focused on the game and not to become mad and crazy because all of this people and this hate they showed to me.
Ναι, ήταν μια ερώτηση αν πιστεύει ότι από όλους τους αντιπάλους που παίξαν με την εθνική ομάδα η Κροατία ήταν ο πιο δύσκολος αντίπαλος. Η απάντηση ήταν ότι όντως με την Κροατία εκείνη το διάστημα γίνανε πολύ μεγάλα παιχνίδια, πολύ δύσκολα, σκληρά παιχνίδια. Ήταν όντως μια πολύ καλή ομάδα, η εποχή με τον Μπάλιτς, τον Μέτλιτσιτς, Λάτσκοβιτς και όλοι το Βόρι. Τα χρόνια που παίξανε μέχρι το 2012 περίπου ήταν όπως στη δεκαετία του 90, θα θυμούνται οι παλιότεροι, το Σουηδία-Σοβιετική Ένωση, που όπου συναντιόταν τελικούς ή ημιτελικούς είχαν μεγάλες μάχες. Ήταν κάπως έτσι. Βέβαια είχε και άλλες καλές ομάδες, αλλά κατά κάποιο τρόπο εκείνη την περίοδο, ιδίως αυτές οι δύο αυτές ομάδες ήταν που είχαν τα πιο δύσκολα παιχνίδια. Όχι μόνο αγωνιστικά, αλλά και πνευματικά. Και για τον ίδιο, λέει, ήταν ιδιαίτερα δύσκολα, γιατί αντιμετώπισε μια πολύ εχθρική αντιμετώπιση. Ο πατέρας του ήταν κροατικής καταγωγής. Κατά κάποιο τρόπο του έβγαζαν ένα μίσος, λέει, όταν έπαιζε στην Κροατία. Ήταν δύσκολο να μείνει συγκεντρωμένο στο παιχνίδι. Αλλά ναι, θα έλεγα, λέει, ότι αν και υπήρχαν και άλλες ομάδες, ότι με την Κροατία ήταν τα παιχνίδια πολύ ιδιαίτερα. Now, what was that this national team of France at that time of domination had that your current team, Paris Saint-Germain, cannot find and make, let's say, win, make through the Champions League, make, you know, win the Champions League? What do you think? Two different teams maybe, but with a lot of high-level players. One dominated, the other one is trying, but it's not easy.
Well, I think you cannot compare a national team and a club. It's impossible to compare because with national team, it's I will not say it's easier, but when you have a good team as we had, with all the players we had, it was easier because all the national team have really little time to prepare. Before the World Championship, or it was only the Olympics we had a real preparation with a lot of training, but all the other championship we had sometimes 1 week, 10 days maximum to prepare. And with our team we played during 10 years together. Everybody knew what his role was in the team and the tactics and everything. So we were really good prepared for the championship. We were better prepared as the other teams. We were also lucky to have a lot of players who played together in great teams at that time, in Kiel, in Barcelona, in Ciudad Real, and we understood each other very well. So it was maybe easier. The difference with the clubs is that it's more difficult because the competition lasts during all the year long, and now with the new Champions League modus, with the Final Four, we saw that in the last 6 years, I think the last time the favorite team won, it was in 2014-15 with Barcelona. All the other times, it was always an outsider who won the Final Four, because with this Final Four system, 2 games in 1 day, it's almost you need also a lot of luck, and it's not the same if you play the game in 2 games in the final as before. So and you cannot say that with PSG we didn't dominate. We dominate all the Champions League phase, and it was 3 years in a row we arrived in the Final Four, and 2017 we lost in the last second against Vardar. So a lot of could have happened differently. You know that in handball you have a lot of different parameters you cannot control, as the luck, the referees, and everything. So I think it's unfair to say that we didn't dominate with PSG, because we won against every team. We won away, we won in Kiel, we won in Barcelona, we won against Barcelona, we won in Veszprém at Veszprém. So, but that's handball. It can happen, and we weren't able to win in the Final Four. But as I said, nowadays you have so many teams who can win the Champions League, and you see it's like Barcelona, who has a great team able to dominate, and who didn't win since 2015. So
yes.
So it's the same. I think maybe we won't see as before as a team who can win 3 or 4 Champions League in a row, because the system has been this Final Four system is makes the competition opener for all the teams.
Ναι, η ερώτηση ήταν τι είχε εκείνη η Εθνική Γαλλίας που είχε καταφέρει να κυριαρχήσει και που δεν το έχει, παράδειγμα, η Παρί, που δεν μπορεί να κερδίσει τα Champions League. Και λέει ότι δεν μπορούμε να συγκρίνουμε, πολύ ανώμοιες οι καταστάσεις. Η Εθνική Ομάδα της Γαλλίας εκείνη είχε μια δουλειά που κράτησε 10 χρόνια, παρόλο που δεν είχαν πολύ χρόνο προετοιμασίας μαζί, τα πολλά χρόνια που ήταν μαζί ή το ότι παίζαν και στις ίδιες ομάδες τους βοήθησε να κρατήσουν μια ομοιογένεια και να μπορέσουν να κρατηθούν σε ψηλό επίπεδο και να κυριαρχήσουν. Οι Παρί, κατά κάποιο τρόπο, και όλες οι ομάδες, λέει, αδικούνται και λίγο από το ότι παίζουν μια χρονιά μεγάλη, παίζουν πολλά παιχνίδια, ότι το σύστημα του Final Four είναι δύσκολο γιατί παίζει στην ουσία 2 δύσκολα παιχνίδια σε μια μέρα. Παράδειγμα, εμείς φτάσαμε 3 φορές στο Final Four και μονίμως χάνουμε για λίγο και δεν μπορούμε να περάσουμε, όπως χάσαμε με τη Βαρντάρ, λέει, για ένα γκολ. Θα μπορούσε να μην μπει το γκολ αυτό και να αλλάξουν πολλά. Είναι οι παράμετροι επίσης, λέει, πάρα πολύ που δεν μπορείς να τους ελέγξεις σε μια ομάδα, όπως παράδειγμα η διαιτησία ή η σειρά των αγώνων. Είναι πολύ σημαντικά. Αυτά για να μην αδικηθούν, λέει, οι ομάδες. Επίσης υπάρχει το άλλο, ότι πάρα πολλές ομάδες αυτή τη στιγμή μπορούν να κερδίσουν το Champions League. Αυτό κάνει τον ανταγωνισμό πολύ δύσκολο. Βλέπετε την Μπαρτσελώνα, που είναι μια πάρα πολύ καλή ομάδα, έχει να κερδίσει τη Champions League πόσα χρόνια. Αυτό δείχνει το πόσο δύσκολο είναι και πόσο δεν προδικάζει μια καλή ομάδα εξ αρχής θα κερδίσει και το Champions League. Can you make any predictions for the World Championship in Egypt? What do you expect?
First, it would be nice to make a prediction if the World Championship will occur or not. I hope that the World Championship will be able to be played, and that all the sanitary conditions will be good for all the teams. Because I already read that some national teams were saying that maybe they won't go, like the German national team, because they want to have January to play the Bundesliga games where they were not able to play. So I hope that for the whole handball fans, handball lovers, that the World Championship will be played. And then it's hard to make a prediction. It's also, this World Championship will not be qualifying for the what I heard, for the Olympic Games. So, and we know that always the year of the Olympics, the focus is on the Olympics, not on normally it's the European Championship. But I know that with national team, with France, every time the same year as we played the Olympic Games, the European Championship, we never played good because we were always focused on the Olympic Games already. And so it's hard to make a prediction. Of course, Denmark will be usually the big favorite, but we saw that at the last European Championship they didn't play good. Norway is always one of the favorites, and maybe it's finally their time to win a championship after losing in semi-final and final for a lot of competitions in a row. We have teams like, of course, Spain is playing at a really high level the last years with a team that is basically the same in the last 4 or 5 years. So they can be really dangerous, and I think they're also looking for a title of world champion that they haven't won in a long time. So I think Spain will be tough to beat, and they are a great team. And then all the others who can be good, like Croatia, Sweden, and almost everybody. So I think it will be exciting to watch the World Championship, and also for the other countries. I always like to see play Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Korea, see different types of handball. So it's always nice. Egypt also, who will be at home, and with the home crowd, they will be tough to beat. It's a very physical team, so it's always nice to see a World Championship because you can see a lot of different handball played.
Ναι, η ερώτηση ήταν να κάνει μια πρόβλεψη για το παγκόσμιο στην Αίγυπτο. Βέβαια, η πρώτη ευχή ήταν να γίνει το παγκόσμιο στην Αίγυπτο. να πάνε οι ομάδες, γιατί από ό,τι άκουσε λέει η Γερμανία μάλλον δεν θα πάει, για να μην κουραστούν οι παίκτες τους εν ώψη του και του πρωταθλήματος που έχουν. Ούτως ή άλλως λέει μάλλον δεν μετράει στα προκριματικά των Ολυμπιακών Αγώνων. Και οι περισσότερες ομάδες μάλλον θα δώσουν το βάρος για τους Ολυμπιακούς Αγώνες. Τουλάχιστον αυτό ξέρει από την Εθνική Γαλλία, αυτοί όταν είχαν πανευρωπαϊκό και την ίδια χρονιά είχαν Ολυμπιακούς Αγώνες. Ποτέ δεν πηγαίνανε καλά στο πανευρωπαϊκό, γιατί το μυαλό της είναι στην Ολυμπιάδα. Πάντως λέει είναι δύσκολο να κάνεις πρόβλεψη, γιατί δεν ξέρουμε πώς θα εμφανιστούν οι ομάδες. Πάντως φαβορί παραμένει η Δανία, που είναι μια πάρα πολύ καλή ομάδα, η Νορβηγία, που 2 φορές έφτασε στη βρύση και δεν ήπιε νερό. Επίσης είναι σημαντικό να δούμε λέει, και άλλες χώρες πώς έχουν βελτιωθεί, όπως η Χιλή, οι χώρες της Νότιας Αμερικής. Η Αίγυπτος επίσης στη χώρα της θα είναι μια πολύ δύσκολη αντίπαλος και ομάδα με πολύ physical game. Είναι δύσκολο να παιχτεί ειδικά στην έδρα της. Το σημαντικό λέει στην πρώτη φάση είναι να γίνει το παγκόσμιο πρωτάθλημα και μετά θα δούμε. Now, what do you think must change in handball in general in order to be more attractive? For example, and to enter in markets like US, like China, big markets, big sport markets.
Well, first, I personally, as a player, because I'm not an expert marketing, but as a player and as a sport fan, what I want is to watch a game which is easy to understand and a game which has clear rules, and that is exactly what we don't have in handball. We don't have clear rules. When you watch, and even as a player, sometimes you are on a court and the referee whistles something and you don't know what he whistles and why. So it's really frustrating when that happens. And also when you watch a game, I think that a lot of people don't understand what is whistled and the rules, and you have many different interpretations of the rules. For example, for the passive play, you see, before it was at the appreciation of the referee, so the referee took the arm when he wanted, and now they put this 6 passes thing. You have 6. You can pass 6 times the ball before the referee whistles, but with 6 passes you can play 30 seconds. So this rule, for example, is bad for me. I would love to have, like in basketball, a time. I don't know, 30, 40 seconds. I would love to have such a rule, which is fair to every team. And you won't see anymore a team playing 30 seconds doing nothing just to lose time. And this, I would love to be able one day to play with such a rule. I would love also to play with how do you call this, the offensive foul. I would love to have a clear rule about the offensive foul, because you see sometimes defenders throw themselves against the opponent and get offensive foul, and normally the defender has to stay on the both feet, and so this rule is not clear. And also for the pivots, you saw so many times the defenders in the 6 meter defend on the pivot, and there is no penalty on this. So I think you have a lot of rules to make clearer, and when I see that the IHF is able to change a rule with the 7th players, the goalkeeper coming out, and these 7th players which has changed the handball, and I don't like this rule, but they are able.
The next question. So
they are able to take these decisions. So I hope that one day they will be able to take big decisions like this. And then what I would also love as a sport fan is all the statistics. Sorry. Actually, in handball, the statistics are shit. You only see how many times a player scored a goal, how many times a goalkeeper made a stop, and that's it. There is the assists. They don't know what it is. They take the assists so bad. The defensive actions, the offensive positive actions. For example, a player who is provocating 2 minutes this is a positive action. The player who is achieving a penalty, a 7-meter. You have a lot of statistics that you can make about handball, but that are actually so bad, so they don't matter. And I think that sports fans love the statistics, and this aspect is really bad actually in our sport. And nobody, no TV, no federation, no competition have good statistics. And I think I would also like this to see this kind of stuff better.
Ναι, η ερώτηση ήταν τι πρέπει να αλλάξει στο handball σε επίπεδο κανονισμών για να ανοίξει αγορές όπως η Αμερική ή η Κίνα. Βέβαια, κατευθείαν πήγαμε και στην επόμενη ερώτηση, ποια είναι η άποψη του για το 7-6 και για το χρονικό όριο στην επίθεση. Τα έθιξε από μόνος του. Είπε ότι καταρχήν δεν είναι υπεύθυνος marketing και δεν γνωρίζει, αλλά σαν αθλητής αυτός θα ήθελε ένα παιχνίδι με λιγότερες διακοπές, θα ήθελε ένα παιχνίδι που έχει πιο ξεκάθαρους κανόνες, να είναι πιο εύκολο να το παρακολουθήσει κάποιος από την τηλεόραση ή οπουδήποτε. Παράδειγμα, έφερε το παθητικό, που εντάξει υπάρχει το όριο με τις 6 πάσες, αλλά μπορεί μια ομάδα με 6 πάσες να κάνει, ξέρω εγώ, 30 δευτερόλεπτα. Θεωρεί ότι εδώ μπήκε, είπε την άποψη ότι θεωρεί πρέπει να μπει χρόνος. Θα ήθελε πάρα πολύ να παίξει κάποια στιγμή handball με χρόνο. Και εφόσον λέει η Ευρωπαϊκή Ομοσπονδία αλλάζει τους κανόνες, ίσως θα σκεφτόταν να καταργήσει και το 7-6. Θεωρεί ότι αλλοιώνει το handball, το αλλάζει. Δεν είναι το ίδιο. So you are not for 7 against 6. You are against.
Yes. Yes, I don't like this because it has changed the way to play handball so drastically. I mean, I don't like at all this rule, and I think that a lot of players don't like this rule because it has changed the handball totally. And watching games as a spectator, when I see 7 players against 6, it's I don't like it, and I don't like also to play like this. And it takes also away the 2 minutes. When a team got 2 minutes, they cannot anyway. They take the goalkeeper out and they play in 6 against 6. So in fact, this 2 minute sanction has almost no effect, just in the defense, but not in the offense. So I don't like this rule at all because it has changed all the tactic about handball, and yeah, I don't think it's a fair rule.
Ναι, ρώτησα την άποψη του για το 7-6. Είναι σίγουρα εναντίον. Κατά την άποψή του αλλάζει όλο το παιχνίδι, δεν είναι πλέον το ίδιο. Προσωπικά δεν του αρέσει καθόλου και ξέρω λέει και πολλούς παίκτες που δεν τους αρέσει το 7-6. Θεωρεί ότι δεν είναι ελκυστικό να δεις έναν αγώνα handball με 7-6. Όπως επίσης έδειξε και τον έκτο παίκτη σε περίπτωση δίλεπτου που βγαίνει τερματοφύλακας. Στην ουσία λέει στο κομμάτι της επίθεσης αλλοιώνεται λέει η ποινή που κέρδισε η ομάδα εφόσον μπορεί να παίξουν 6-6. Γενικά με αυτούς τους κανόνες δεν συμφωνεί και πιστεύουν ότι αλλοιώνουν το παιχνίδι. Okay, you have won in your career almost everything, I think everything. Do you think there is a successor? Not in France also, but in the handball in general? Because as a player, you won everything.
Yeah, I'm glad to have won everything as I could as a player, and many times, and I'm really proud of this, and I feel really proud about this, and I try to keep on like this every day at the training in my career. I don't know if another player or another group of players will be able to do this, and I hope because as a handball fan and handball lover, when I stop my career, I will be very happy to see another players be able to win and to achieve a lot of things. And I just wait for that, and it will be exciting for the handball and for the handball scene. And I think it's also very important to have players who achieve a lot and who has big stories, and who a lot of fans and people can identify with them, because it will bring also a lot of attention to handball, and it will make handball grow big and bigger. And so I think it's only good for handball to have big clubs, big national teams, and big players who have worldwide, who are known worldwide. So I hope there will be other players. Now I cannot tell. Who will be this. Only story will tell us. But yeah, you have great players now for the future. When I see players we have in France, like Tikamem, like Melvin Richardson, Edim Remili. I see also a player like Sander Sagosen with Norway and in Kiel now, who has the potential with the national team and with his club to achieve big things. So only future will tell us, but I'm excited to see this, and I hope that we will have big names and big players who will be known in the world, and who will be able to bring a lot of attention to handball.
Ναι, η ερώτηση ήταν αν υπάρχει κάποιος που νομίζει θα μπορεί να το διαδεχτεί. Λέει ότι καταρχήν εγώ ήμουν πολύ τυχερός, λέει, για να καταφέρω όλα αυτά, βέβαια με σκληρή δουλειά. Δεν μπορώ, λέει, να πω κάποιον συγκεκριμένα. Υπάρχουν πάρα πολλοί παίκτες, λέει, αυτή τη στιγμή που έχουν το δυναμικό και μπορούν στο μέλλον να καταφέρουν πράγματα, είτε με την ομάδα τους, είτε με την εθνική τους ομάδα. Και στη Γαλλία είπε κάποια ονόματα, Ρεμιλί, Ρίτσαρτσον, Ντίκαμέμ, αλλά όπως και ανέφερε το Σάντερ Σάγκοσεν, που με το ομάδα του το Κίελο, λέει, με την εθνική Νορβηγίας μπορεί να καταφέρει στο μέλλον. Είναι πάντως, λέει, πολύ ενδιαφέρον αυτό. Εγώ, λέει, το περιμένω με πολύ ενδιαφέρον, γιατί όσο περισσότερα ονόματα μεγάλα, ας το πούμε έτσι, λέει, βγαίνουν στην επιφάνεια από το handball, μεγαλώνει και το άθλημα. Και αυτό είναι πολύ σημαντικό για όλους εμάς, τους ανθρώπους του handball, να μεγάλα ονόματα να τραβάνε το άθλημά μας παραπάνω, να το βγάζουν πιο συχνά στην επιφάνεια. Οπότε, λέει, είναι πολύ σημαντικό και το περιμένω, λέει, με πολύ μεγάλο ενδιαφέρον. What part has played till now your family in this whole situation?
Well, the family has
the
always
old
been...
one and the new one.
Yeah, the old one and new one. Family has been always very, very important for me. I wouldn't be there without them. My father, who was my first coach, a sport teacher also at school, has brought to me this passion for sport and for handball. He has brought a lot to me. This mentality, the way to approach a sport and life. So this has been very, very important for me and my brother, for my family. This values that my father and mother taught me, and this work ethic also. And so I would never achieve that without them. And they never pushed us. They were always with us, and they were at our sides and trying to help us, to bring us, give us good advices with our career. And that was really, really, really important. And now my family, my kids, and my girlfriend Geraldine, they bring me a lot of peace. They also changed my way of thinking. Before I was thinking only about handball. The most important thing in my life was handball, and losing a game could bring me down, and I could be sad about it during weeks and months. And now with my family, I know that, of course, handball still has a very, very big part in my life, but it's not the most important. And I can think about something else about handball, and it is also nice. And now I have also learned that what is very important is to pass my knowledge and my passion about handball to other people, to kids. And when I see my son and my daughter playing handball, it is so nice, and I see them trying to imitate me, to do like me. So it is so great. So that all this part that I didn't know before, I never focused. I knew, but my focus was on handball. Now my focus is on handball and also on passing to the next generation.
Ναι, η ερώτηση ήταν τι ρόλο έχει παίξει η οικογένειά του γενικά σε όλο αυτό. Η πρώτη οικογένεια εννοεί τους γονείς του, ο πατέρας του ήταν και ο πρώτος του προπονητής και καθηγητής στο σχολείο, τον έσπρωχνε πάντα για το καλύτερο, εκεί πήρε τις πρώτες βάσεις, όχι μόνο τις χαντμπολικές αλλά και τις αθλητικές και όλες τις αξίες. Με την δεύτερη οικογένειά του, εννοεί την οικογένεια την δική του, και με τα παιδιά του και με τη σύντροφό του έχει ανοίξει ένας νέος κόσμος. Παλιότερα υπήρχε μόνο το handball, τώρα καταλαβαίνει ότι δεν υπάρχει μόνο το handball. Έχει ανοίξει ένας νέος δρόμος. Αυτά τα γνώριζε, λέει, και πριν, απλά τώρα τα συναντάει και όλα στην καθημερινότητά του. Είναι πολύ σημαντικό πλέον να περνάει τη γνώση του στους νέους ανθρώπους, βλέποντας τα παιδιά του να παίζουν handball, να προσπαθούν να το μιμηθούν. Είναι πάρα πολύ σημαντικό, ανακαλύπτει ένα νέο ρόλο που ξεφεύγει από το σταθερό μόνο το προηγούμενο, του αθλητή του handball. How your kids take all this? How do they understand the whole situation of you being a big handball star and all this?
I don't think they understand my level and my position in my team and in my national team. I'm not sure they understand. They are just happy to see the national team and PSG. They are both fan of PSG and of the national team. And when they see handball on TV or when they come in the arena, they are cheering for me and they want to play handball. When my son sees handball on TV, he takes his ball and wants to play handball. And wants to play with me, so that's so great to see this happen, and so to see now also my son Alec began to train handball in a little club next to Paris. So every week he has handball training with all the kids, with kids from other players. So it's so great to see them enjoy and be happy, and it reminds me when I was a little kid and training handball also, and trying to play like my idols. So I'm not sure that they understand, but they know that Papa and Uncle Luca are playing for PSG, and they're cheering for us. And when I see this, it brings me so much joy. So maybe they will understand in a couple of years.
Yes. Ναι, η ερώτηση ήταν αν τα παιδιά του πώς αντιλαμβάνονται όλη αυτή την ιστορία με τον πατέρα τους. Λέει ότι προφανώς δεν αντιλαμβάνονται, δεν μπορούν να καταλάβουν το επίπεδο στο οποίο βρίσκομαι με την ομάδα μου ή με την εθνική ομάδα, αλλά παρακολουθούν. Ο μεγάλος ο γιος προπονείται κιόλας, παρακολουθούν, πηγαίνουν στο γήπεδο, βλέπουν την τηλεόραση, είναι οπαδοί της Παρί και της εθνικής ομάδας, θέλουν να παίξουν handball, και αυτό, λέει, τον χαροποιεί πάρα πολύ να βλέπει το γιο του σταδιακά να μπαίνει να παίζει. Δεν καταλαβαίνουν ακόμα είτε ο μπαμπάς ή ο θείος, ο Λούκα, τέλος πάντων, ακριβώς κάνουν, αλλά θα το καταλάβουν, λέει, σε μερικά χρόνια όταν θα μεγαλώσουν. Is it difficult to be in the same team with your brother?
No, it's not difficult. It's a blessing. I mean, to be able to play professional handball and plus to play with your brother, it's amazing. But it's difficult. It's not difficult, but it brings even more passion because I know that if I play good, the team will be happy, but also my brother will be happy, and it makes even more pressure about me, because I put already a lot of pressure on me. But the fact that having my brother and being able to win with him titles and medals, it makes the victory taste even better. but it also puts more pressure on my shoulder, because now I play also for my brother, which is on my team, and not only my teammates. So it's a blessing to be able to play with him every day and train every day handball, and this is more than a dream.
Ναι, η ερώτηση ήταν πόσο δύσκολο είναι να είσαι συμπαίκτης με τον αδερφό σου και λέει δεν είναι δύσκολο, είναι ίσα λέει, το βλέπεις σαν ευλογία, να προπονείται μαζί του, να είναι στην ίδια ομάδα, το θεωρεί πολύ σημαντικό να κερδίσει τίτλους μαζί του κάθε μέρα στην προπόνηση. Αυτό του προσθέτει, λέει, παραπάνω πίεση από αυτή που βάζει αυτό στον εαυτό του, να καταφέρει να παίξει ακόμα καλύτερα, να βοηθήσει και τον αδερφό του. Όχι, λέει, δεν είναι δύσκολο. Ίσα-ίσα, λέει, το θεωρεί ευλογία και το θεωρεί τον αυτό πάρα πολύ τυχερό. We have two last questions. I will ask you this one, and then I have two questions for Guy, and then the last one will be for you to close all this. You have won many titles, but which one has for you the biggest value? And why? If there is one of the titles that is more valuable.
Yeah, it's difficult to take one title out of the others, but if I had to keep one title, it will be the first Olympic medal, gold medal, because the Olympic Games, it's really a dream, I think, for all athletes, and not only handball athletes. And when you play the Olympics, you feel all the history behind this competition. You feel that you are in the same place as all the biggest athletes of the world in the different sports, all the NBA athletes, all the track and field athletes, all the tennis players, all the biggest athletes of the world dream about winning this competition, and when you are able to win the Olympic Games, it's you feel that it's a different story. It's sport history. It's not only handball history. It's sport history, and you make the sport history. So winning this is I think it's the biggest achievement you can have as an athlete, and not only as a handball player.
Ναι, η ερώτηση ήταν αν από όλους τους τίτλους που κέρδισε υπάρχει κάποιος που είναι ιδιαίτερος και τον θυμάται με ιδιαίτερο έτσι τρόπο. Λέει ότι είναι δύσκολο να βγάλεις κάποιο τίτλο, γιατί το να κερδίσεις τίτλους δεν είναι εύκολο, αλλά αν θα μπορούσε να ξεχωρίσει κάποιον, είναι το πρώτο Ολυμπιακό μετάλλιο, γιατί οι Ολυμπιακοί αγώνες είναι κάτι το ξεχωριστό, δεν είναι μόνο handball. Αισθάνεσαι ότι είσαι κομμάτι μιας αρχαίας ιστορίας, αισθάνεσαι ότι ανήκεις σε μια elite αθλητών και από άλλα αθλήματα, από το στίβο, από το μπάσκετ. Οπότε, κατά κάποιο τρόπο, έχει μια ιδιαίτερη βαρύτητα και μια ιδιαίτερη έτσι, αξία ο Ολυμπιακός τίτλος. But if I may say that as tournaments, I think that European Cups, European Championships are more tough, like from World or Olympic Games. Is that true?
Yes, it's true. It's true.
More tough
because you have more teams. You have tougher games. You have also more games and lesser days to play. So, and the Olympics, you have 1 day, you play 1 day, 1 day you rest. So the rhythm of the games is higher in the European Championship or World Championship, and you have more teams. So the competition is more difficult on the handball level, but on the mental level and on the pressure you feel when you play in the Olympics, it's you cannot compare. You have way more pressure when you play Olympic Games, and that makes that competition very special and very difficult to win.
Ναι, εγώ έκανα μια ερώτηση αν αγωνιστικά σαν τουρνουά το ευρωπαϊκό είναι το πιο δύσκολο σε σχέση με το παγκόσμιο και την Ολυμπιάδα, γιατί είναι πιο πολλές καλές ομάδες και πιο μικρός ο χρόνος. Και λέει ναι, από αυτήν την άποψη είναι σίγουρα, γιατί και οι ομάδες είναι πολύ καλές και ο χρόνος δεν υπάρχει, παίζει κάθε μέρα παιχνίδια. Αλλά λέει στους Ολυμπιακούς αγώνες, παρόλο που έχεις χρόνο ξεκούρασης, μια μέρα κενό πάντα, είναι λέει η πίεση, το είδος των αγώνων, η ψυχολογική πίεση που αισθάνεσαι που τους κάνει πολύ πιο δύσκολους. Now, Guy, can you hear us?
Yes.
I have a question, 2 questions for you. Sorry, the public, you know. You know from first hand that here in Greece we lose tall, big kids. They're going to other sports. That's give us a handicap, physical handicap. Do you think that Greece can somehow change that? And the second question that goes together: can Greece someday make Karabatic or, I don't know, high-level player?
Yes, but I think for that, first you need to have a lot of new players, because you are only, if I remember, 11,000 players in Greece, and it's not enough to found players. And your handball is only in Salonique, in Athens. It may be, I say, every time I say to you, that it may be Karabatic is in Crete or in Kalamata or in Peloponnese, but you have no handball in Peloponnese, in Crete, in Rhodos, in all the. I said, first you must have handball everywhere in Greece, and it may be that we will have some young players who will come from this country. This is part of Greece. We have a lot of players in the national team in France who are coming from Martinique, Réunion. It's a small part of France, but there's very good players here. So today, Greek handball is only in small part of Greece. We must have handball everywhere in Greece. That is the first thing, I think. And after, I think we must have a lot of clubs, because you have not enough clubs today in Greece. And I am sure that Greek people can give very well new players for handball. I am sure of that. Okay?
Ναι, η ερώτηση ήταν, επειδή στην Ελλάδα εμείς συνήθως χάνουμε τα ψηλά, τα σωματικά καλά παιδιά, πάνε σε άλλα αθλήματα, αν μπορεί αυτό το μειονέκτημα κάποια στιγμή να σταματήσει και αν εμείς, η επόμενη ερώτηση ήταν αν εμείς μπορούμε να βγάλουμε έναν Καραμπάτη στο μέλλον. Και η απάντηση ήταν ότι είναι δύσκολο με τόσο μικρή βάση, το έχει ξαναπεί βέβαια ο Γκί αυτό, με τόσο μικρή βάση αθλητών να μπορέσουμε να βγάλουμε. Πρακτικά λέει το handball το παίζεται σε 2 πόλεις, στην Αθήνα και στη Θεσσαλονίκη. Είναι πάρα πολύ δύσκολο. Ο κάθε Καραμπάτης μπορεί να κρύβεται στην Κρήτη, στην Πελοπόννησο, στη Ρόδο. Αν δεν έχουμε handball και εκεί δεν θα το ανακαλύψουμε. Εμείς λέει στη Γαλλία, στην εθνική ομάδα, έχουμε παίκτες από τη Μαρτινίκα, από το Ρεουνιόν, μικρά νησιά στον Ειρηνικό, που πραγματικά παίζουν πολύ καλό handball και τους έχουμε λέει στη διάθεσή μας. Άρα η ουσία της απάντησης είναι ότι πρέπει να μεγαλώσουμε την βάση. There is another question for you, but concerns NIKOLA. NIKOLA, except from high-level player, was a team player, is a team player. He plays attack, he plays defense, he takes the first ball for the counter-attack. He has sometimes as a playmaker the tactical part of the game. Is this a model of a universal player? Because we don't see it very often in this level.
I think everybody can play in handball, but if you are only players in attack, for example, you must be the best player of the world in attack. Because if you are only players, good players, it's not enough to play in modern handball. So it's possible, but Didier Dinard, for example, was a very good player in defense, and he plays in the national team during 12 or 14 years during his career. But today, I prefer for training to prepare players who are good players in attack and defense. And if these players want to be good players for a club are looking for good players, attack and defense. But if you look in Paris Saint-Germain, for example, the player Moros is only a player of defense, and he plays in one of the best teams in the world. So it's possible. It's possible, but it's very, very difficult. So.
Ναι, η ερώτηση ήταν ο Νικολά είναι ένας πλήρης παίκτης, παίζει επίθεση, άμυνα, παίζει κεντρικός, ανοίγει τον ευνηδιασμό της ομάδας του. Πόσο δύσκολο είναι αυτό σε ψηλό επίπεδο να υπάρχει, δεν το βλέπουμε πολύ συχνά. Και λέει ότι είναι θέμα προφανώς τι παίκτες ετοιμάζουμε. Αν ετοιμάζουμε παίκτες μόνο για την επίθεση, θα έχουμε καλούς επιθετικούς. Αν ετοιμάζουμε μόνο για άμυνα, δηλαδή ετοιμάζουμε ρολίστες. Θα ήθελε να βλέπει περισσότερους παίκτες που έχουν ρόλους και στην άμυνα και στην επίθεση και σε ψηλό επίπεδο. Ακόμα και σε ομάδες υψηλού επίπεδου, είπε παράδειγμα η Παρί, υπάρχουν παίκτες που παίζουν μόνο άμυνα. Αυτό είναι θέμα και προπόνησης.
Just one thing more. If I am trainer in a club today, I will say to a young players from 17 years, 18 years, if you want to come in training with the first team in the club, first you must defend. When you can defend, you can come in training with the first team. After we will play with you.
Ναι, και λέει ότι αν ήμουν, λέει, προπονητής σε μια ομάδα και είχα μικρούς παίκτες στη διάθεσή μου 17-16 χρονών, θα τους έλεγα ότι αν θέλουν να έρθουν σαν προϋπόθεση να προπονηθούν με την μεγάλη ομάδα, πρέπει να μπορούν να παίξουν άμυνα. Αν το καταφέρουν αυτό, μετά μπορούμε να μιλήσουμε, λέει, και για τα υπόλοιπα. Νικόλα, last question, and to finish with that, we are here in the Zoom platform about 85 people, if I see correct, and I know that in the YouTube channel are watching a lot of people. I don't know the number, so maybe a lot of, not maybe, I'm sure that a lot of young players here in Greece are watching us now, and I personally am very happy for that. What advice can get from you?
First, I'm happy and proud to be able to touch that many people and to try to inspire them. And I hope that my example will serve a lot of handball lovers and handball players, but also coaches, as you said. And I hope I was able to bring you something with this interview. At least I was happy to do it and happy to help a little bit as I could. I'm looking for someday being able to play against Greece at the highest level, like we did in the Olympics in 2004. I remember that game, that epic game, was really hard. We had to fight to be able to win against Greece. And I remember also 2005, the World Championship, the first game, we lost against you.
Yes.
And we were able to qualify in the semifinals, but it was really hard. So this was a great time for Greece. And I played against great Greek players in the Bundesliga when I was in Kiel. So I'm looking forward to be able to experience this again. And what advice can I give? It's hard to give advices. Be humble and train. Believe in your dreams. Try to take advices from people who can give you good advices. Try to seek the good advices in your career from the good persons, and not from the persons who have interest. Try to train hard. Listen to your coaches. And as Guy said before, in handball, you see players who can play offense, who can play defense, who can score goals, but handball is not only about offense and goals. Like I said before, the statistics today doesn't show, but handball is about defense. As Guy said, defense is one of the most important things in handball. So you have to defend to be able to win games and to win titles. And as a trainer will always prefer a player who is able to do everything, and will always prefer a player who can defend, who can play in offense, who can score goals, who can pass the ball to the pivot, who doesn't lose a lot of balls. And this player will be valuable for his team. So try to be the most valuable that you can. Try to be always good for your team, because handball is a team sport, and this will help you in your career. And handball is not only about being professional. Handball is also about playing a team sport, learning about life, making friends who will last your whole life. So yeah, enjoy handball. have passion and have faith, and thank you for listening.
Ναι, η ερώτηση ήταν αν μπορεί να δώσει κάποια συμβουλή. Λέει, είναι δύσκολο να δίνει συμβουλές. Είναι σημαντικό, λέει, θα ήθελα κάποια στιγμή να ξαναπαίξω με την εθνική ομάδα. Θυμήθηκε κάποιους παλιούς αγώνες που παίξανε, που τη μια μάλιστα έχασαν κιόλας και ήταν μετά πολύ δύσκολα τα πράγματα για αυτούς. Έχει παίξει, λέει, στο παρελθόν με πολύ καλούς Έλληνες παίκτες και στην Bundesliga. Γενικά, σαν συμβουλή, λέει, να ακολουθείτε τα όνειρά σας, να δουλεύετε, αυτό για τους παίκτες που μας παρακολουθούν, να έχετε, λέει, στόχους, να παίζετε για την ομάδα, να προσπαθείτε να είστε, να είστε κατά κάποιο τρόπο χρήσιμοι για την ομάδα σας, όχι μόνο να βάζετε γκολ, να κάνετε και άλλα πράγματα, πιο, ας το πούμε, πιο ολοκληρωμένοι παίκτες, στην άμυνα, στην επίθεση, να μπορείτε να πασάρετε, να μην κάνετε πολλά λάθη, να δουλεύετε πάρα πολύ, να ακούτε συμβουλές και ειδικά από τους προπονητές, να προσπαθείτε να είστε πάντα ένα σκαλί περισσότερο από την προηγούμενη φορά. Θεωρεί τον εαυτό του πάρα πολύ τυχερό και πάρα πολύ ευχαριστεί πάρα πολύ που τον ακούσαμε και που τόσος κόσμος, λέει, είναι εδώ και μας ακούει. Μακάρι να μπορέσω να βοηθήσω, λέει, με κάποιο τρόπο και εγώ στην προσπάθεια αυτή του ελληνικού handball. Νίκολα, it was a great honor for us. It was a great chance having you here all this hour. I hope you are not tired.
No, it's okay. Thank you.
We, personally, me and I think I speak for the whole Greek handball, we would love to see you again playing in high level. And we would love to have you sometime here in Greece, in person, this time, to meet and to discuss all this interesting thing about handball. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Guy, thank you again. You are a true friend of Greek handball, and we really appreciate that. We have to meet in person again to drink some ouzo. Long time we haven't done that, so we have to do that. Gentlemen, thank you very much. I hope all the best for you. Stay COVID-free. Nikola, to see you again playing. And thank you very much and have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Nico. Merci, Nico.
Merci, Guy. Avec plaisir.
Ça va.
Bye bye.
Δημήτρη, αν θέλεις να πεις κάτι.
Δεν χρειάζεται να πω τίποτα άλλο. Ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ. Thank you, Guy. Thank you, Nikola. Ευχαριστούμε, κύριε συνάδελφοι, που παρακολουθήσατε τη διαδικασία. Να είστε καλά. Θα τα πούμε σε 10-15 μέρες. Με καινούργια